Hi, this is a registration recording system developed in Excel using VBA. So let me show you guys how it works. So the first thing we want to do is to enter the members ID there, and let's select type of member. Let's say it's a club member, and the name, and let's go for Paul Omen. Let's get rid of that and paste that in here. Then the mobile number is right. That's the mobile number. All you just need to do is to add there. And one other good thing about this is once you click on add, you can also store the whole data straight into the Excel development or Excel spreadsheet itself. Let's see, I think it's right here. Let's open it up. Just move it aside. Yeah, that's it right there. Can you see that? So supposing we enter another member's details there, and the name is John. Let's say his name is John Bull, and the surname is Smith. It's the telephone number. Let's make up something there. Just add. Before I add, let me move this aside so that you see the whole details in there right there, guys. So, okay, and we can even keep adding. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Excel development environment. I will put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Okay guys, so I'm going to start Excel so that we can start a new project entirely. Now that Excel application is ready, the next thing is, just in case if you don't have this developer menu up there, come into File, select Options, and right in there you should see Customize ribbon, and you should expect this to be checked. If it's not checked, make sure you check it and then click on OK. Once that is done, select developer menu up there, or you can just select Alt F11. Okay, that's it, Alt F11 to get your development environment, the Visual Basic Editor, opened. Now once the editor is open, come into Insert, User Form, and create your form. Now let's define the size of this form. The height right here, let's go for approximately, let's say 688 or maybe 689. Now the width, let's check out the width here. Okay, let's move that up a little bit so that you guys can see it. The width right here, so I'm gonna make that the width, let's go for 1028. Okay, there, that's the width. Now we need to design the interface. Okay, frame, I need one frame up here, I need one here, yeah, one right here. Then right here I'm going to need ListBox, and inside this frame itself, let's enter as follows: label. Okay, we need a text box in there anyway, so I'm just going to copy that text box across. I need about 3 of those. Yeah, one. Then right in here we need a combo box. Get a combo box in place. Let's move it so that you guys can see it there. Now we need labels. 1 label, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. Then we also need a label in here. And right underneath here we're going to need buttons, so let's get a frame in place, and I need some buttons there. I'm going to need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just going to speed up the development of the whole interface and get back to you guys. I think I'm ready with the development of the whole interface, so let me just run the system so that you guys see it right there. But nothing is happening right here. Look at that, nothing is happening. So let's close it here, and then maybe start with the exit. For double click on the exit, and right in here we're going to declare the following variables: dim iExit as, let's say, integer. There, iExit equals message box, and let's prompt the user confirm if you want to exit. There, close that, and let's put a comma there and just enter VB question right there, and let's say plus VB yes no. That was supposed to be a question, plus VB yes. Okay, now let me give it a name. So I'm just gonna call that, let's go for record. There. Now we're going to use an if statement to determine the end user's selection. So let's say if iExit equals VBS, then we want the system to unload, so you can just enter unload me right there, and let's end it all here, and if. Okay, that's it. Hopefully that should take care of the exit. So have a good look at it. Those are the lines of code for the exit. So if I run it, we can just play around with that. Look at that. No, don't exit. Exit. So that is taken care of. The next thing I would like to do now is, because I have a combo box in here, I do have a combo box here, so I would like to populate this combo box. So let's initialize the form. So user form, let's come in here, user form, initialize my combo box as follows. So the combo box name is CMB, I think it's member dot, yeah, I'm right, add item. Okay, what item would you add? Let's say club member. Right, that's one done. I can just copy that, paste. I need over 5 of those. I can call this gold member, and this maybe sport member, and what else do we have? We can call this maybe local member, and let's say year member. There. Now the other thing I would like to do is, but before I do that, let me run it. So look at that. So we can just select, so close that. The other thing I would like to do is to have a title here for my list box. So back into my form, okay, right there, I'm going to say LS member. Let's come down so that you can see it. LS member as the name of the list box dot add items. Okay, Okay, and what are we adding? So I want to add member ID, and let's say we have plus VB tab. Yeah, and let's add another member. I'll just call that type, member type. There. Now, okay, let's enter speech mark in here, and we just copy this, paste that in there, and we need maybe one more. That's fine, one more. Then let me enter first name, right? Then surname. I think I should do that as well. Surname. Okay, let's tab down. Then maybe we should tab down here. Let's tab down here, there, so that you can see the rest of the code, and I'll just get rid of that. Then finally, let me call that maybe mobile phone, or maybe just a phone. Let's say mobile. Yeah, and that is all there is to that. Okay, so let's give that a try, but before then let me just show you what I've done so far. Alright, so let's run it and see. There guys, look at that, but nothing is happening yet apart from this exit, so that's good. Now the next thing we want to do is let's work on this add, so that we can add whatever content we enter in here onto the list box. So let's do that. Exit the system. Yeah, exit, and scroll right down, double click on add right up there. Okay, for the add, we enter the following lines of codes for the add. There we go. Alright, you see from here I've declared the following variables so that I can add all of this information straight onto the spreadsheet itself. So I have one variable here. It's another one that I call new, that we determine the range, and I've started from 0 0, that's cell 0 0, to 1 2 3 up to 4. Okay, and the name of my component that there, those are the value or the values. Right here, this is where I add all of the information onto the list box. So if I run it, let's run it and you see what I'm talking about, and I enter the following information there and select one of those. I'm coming right here. Let's say the name is here. Let me enter my name, Paul Woman, Captain Paul Woman. Yeah, let's put a captain there. There, and the telephone number or the mobile number, I just made that up, that's not my number. Okay, now, so if I click on add, but before then let me move this aside so that you guys can see that. Okay, and click on that. There, you see that? Okay, so that is how I want it to work. So what I will do now is, maybe we should add some titles there. Close that, and yes, yeah, let's close that. Exit, yes, that should be yes. Alright, now let's look for that spreadsheet. It's somewhere here. Now here I'm going to enter member ID right there, and this is supposed to be member type. And here that's supposed to be the surname. Oh no, sorry, first name. Then here we call this surname, and here mobile. Right. Okay, that is fine. And just make that bold. There. Okay, let's go back to our design. Alright, so now that is done. The next thing is, you see this, the resets. Double click on the reset itself. So with the resets, I want as follows: all of those data, this, I'm just going to copy it individually. Copy, paste, equals clear. Alright, so maybe just copy all of these and delete the rest. And let's just come in here, equals clear, and delete. Just plain lazy. That makes life easy for me. Right, that is done. Let's copy this and paste. Paste it there. Right, that is the reset taken care of, but there's one more reset that we need to take care of. Yeah, the next one, that will be for the ListBox LST member. No, let's take that off. LST member dot clear. There we go. But if we clear that, the problem is we will end up clearing the content in here. Look at what I'm talking about. That's it gone. So what I'll do is, let's go onto form load here and just copy this very line of code and paste it right inside the clear. There. So even if I clear, let's say we have some data in there, and I clear this, we still have the headings there. You see that, guys? Alright, so finally the next thing left is this very one, but we need to try this out. Let's try it. I think maybe I've tried it out, I can't remember. So let's enter that. Let's member, select anything, so the name is King. Let's say law, and the mobile number of Mr. Law is as follows. Alright, we can now enter data in there, and guess what? All of this information, they are already on the spreadsheet. Look at that. Okay, just with those few lines of codes. Now let's say we clear, there's nothing to add, exit there. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so what is left for me to take care of now is delete. So as for the reset, delete, so all I just need to do is, let me copy this. Yeah, copy, paste it in there. I want to delete the content in the dots. Or instead of delete, supposing we just clear it. We clear the content. Oh, we want to delete an individual item. Remove item. Okay. Then the list member dot list index. Okay. There. That is it. So if I run it now, and let's enter some data in there. Okay, and local member, the name is, let's go for Henry, and we call it Moore, Henry Moore, and telephone number of Henry Moore is as follows. So we can just add error more onto our display sheet here, but then let me show you this. Okay, have a good look at it. That is error more details, and right here, look at what's going to happen. Click, you see error more details here and also here. Let's add more information. Let's come in here and member, and the name is Alan Lane, and telephone number of Alan Lane is, let's check that out so that you can see it as well. Let's click add Alan Lane, and the information of Alan Lane is there as well. Okay, so now that we see how it works, we can just come in here. Let's try out delete. There, delete is gone. Okay, let's say we change that to, let's say Parker Lane. Okay, Parker Lane, that's fine. Parker Lane, and just enter the telephone number of Parker Lane and just maybe change that and click add. Alright, so let's see. Now we can reset. There, that works, and we can just play around with it one more time. Name is Johnny Johnson, and the telephone number of Mr. JJ is as follows. And just enter that in there. See that, guys? And that is how you develop your own registration recording system using Excel. In Excel using VBA. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this program. I suppose you guys enjoy it. So bye for now.